Fubo TV, what is happening? Absolutely, a small caps crashing down to the bottom of the ground yet again. Or will they turn it around in 2025? What is happening? Small caps, are they a chance? Jessica Alba's out the door at Honest. The price goes down. The stock drops a whole dollar. What's happening? Is Honest a good buy now? Well, you're right here, right now at Barry Charles. You'll find out exclusively right here, right now. Let's get to it. The small caps that you could potentially look to buy going into 2025 as you look to build a bank before the explosion of the small cap. Yes, let's get to it, folks. Fubo TV and Honest are just two stocks I'm going to talk about today. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on what the gauge is around these two stocks. Are they possibilities to be good buys into the future? There's definitely risk involved with both companies, more risk in one than the other in my opinion at the moment, but I think potentially both of them could be potential bargain opportunities if you're looking at a long-term horizon, if they get to full-term profitability, and that is the big if, not financial advice. Do your own research before you invest into any stock, real estate, crypto, anything. I'm just here to give you some education to help you understand the stock market more. Let's get to it right here, right now. Yes, so Fubo TV, what is happening around here? Well, one interesting thing I knew about Fubo TV is that it doesn't actually get to 1080, and no good for 4K, so for the live streaming. So the live streaming only gets up to about 720p, so it's not good at all in terms of that. So they need to improve their quality. So that's something they need to improve on with them. But what is the actual business doing? Is Fubo TV on the rise, or is it on the way south? Well, currently, if you're looking at annual income as well as looking more closely at quarterly income, the revenue has been going up the last couple of quarters, so and which is very good. But the net profit hasn't. I mean, the net loss hasn't gone down in a great deal enough to go wowza. They've had lower net loss in the past before the corona, so just a bit of a question mark there with Fubo. That is my big question mark, because that is the difference between them going from zero to hero, a bit like the Tattoo Chef and the Beyond Meats of this world. GoPro potentially can disappear out of the face of the earth, or never rise back up to where they used to be. So Fubo. So if I'm being completely honest, I have not got the stock. It's on my radar, but I just have the question mark of that net income, and that's the risk you take with a small cap company, because small cap companies can really rise very quickly once they know momentum's coming and the price is ready to rock and roll if they see more profitability. But the risk is as well with buying these stocks. You could buy Fubo now, and in 5 years' time you're still in the same position, or even going downhill, if they don't get themselves to profitability. So that is the if, buts, and maybes when you come to investing into small cap stocks. Is you can get on a bull run. With the bull run, everything's happy. Everybody, the interest rates are going down. Everyone's buying up the world. That's where you're going to get a rise up in the price. Obviously, a rise up in the price if they get to profitability is definitely going to make them skyrocket quickly. So the fear of missing out is another key indicator. But then you've got to think to yourself, where do you see this company in 10 years' time? Now, that's the hard thing about investing, is the patience part of it. If you really believe in a stock, you've got to be patient. Absolutely got to be patient if you want to invest in the stock market. If you believe in a company, you look at someone like Tesla before it all went skyrocketing. There was a long time it was going nowhere, absolutely nowhere, going backwards. And you can say the same thing about Apple, Microsoft, all these companies in their history. If you believe in the company early on, this is very early on. I'm talking about you can get deals later, but if you want to get that 10x type opportunities, way more than that. You got to be in early. You have to be in early where you can. Now, I know it's harder in this day and age because the IPOs are a lot higher than they used to be, but generally, after the IPO of a new company, if you believe this company in 10, 20 years' time is going to be one of the top dogs, like Nvidia's gone from nowhere to hero, if you think there's another company out there like that and you really believe in it, and you've done the research, you've done everything, and you believe it can go to the moon, you stay in. You stay in. Now, obviously, if the fundamentals are not there, you have to get out. I mean, you don't have to get out. That's your choice. But in my opinion, if the fundamentals get worse and worse and worse, you just cannot stay in. And but there is also that golden opportunity. So that's the with any stock, but especially in the small caps, it's a big bit of risk reward profile, because you're not going to get the super gains in the tech stocks and the companies that are really well established. You're not going to get a 10x from them. There's just no doubt about it. You can sometimes get a decent move, like a 4x move like Facebook, but you're not going to get it very often, and you have to be right on the ball and buying straight away and load the boat. So that's another question. What do you need to do? I'll get into honest in a minute, folks. But small caps, if it was me, this is what you should do, in my opinion. If you really want to say yes, I want to take a punt and try and get a big hope that one of these stocks are going to go to the moon. I personally would only go with maybe 5. In my personal opinion, 5. But people like to be diversified, and it could be a good thing too. You could go to 20 stocks. You go to 50 stocks if you want. 50 small caps, put the same amount of money, say just for instance, $1,000 in each one. So you got 50K in the small cap, for an instance, and people are saying, well, I only got $100 in my bank account. Well, you can start somewhere and build your way up to that. But having a set amount and go boom, 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 you can do it all at the same time, or just slowly buy when the stocks are lower. That is the key. Doesn't mean you don't buy it at $3 if you think it's going to go to 100. If you think it's going to go to 10, you know what I mean? This is the difference. But because when that's starting to get into value investing, when you got a stock like Facebook, there was as high as close to 400, drops down to $80, and now it's skyrocketed up 500 plus. So so what's happening? That's the sort of thing you got to think about when you go into investing. But when it comes to small cap, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is try to find 5 stocks, and actually, if you minute it down even more, you don't have to. You can do it in 5 different sectors as well. But if you believe in one sector, say AI for instance, you pick 5 AI stocks and go boom, 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 and you hope one of them is the giant killer and goes from 5, say you got a K in it, and turns it into 10, 20K. That's where you can make the big money. Obviously, with all 5 of them, you can lose it all completely if it's absolutely a rubbish thing and it's not the future. So that is the risk you take with small caps. But that is certainly where I'm looking to invest at the moment, is small caps. No doubt about it in my mind. I have my steady stocks. Meta is one of them. Apple's been a long one, but it really now doesn't look that promising long term. With Apple, they really need to start improving their investing strategies. But anyway, that's a different story. Honest, yes, Jessica Alba is out the door. Does that mean Honest is going down to 0? Well, the biggest question is no. Absolutely, there's a chance here for Honest. I think at the moment is a potential bargain buy. This stock could quite easily go to 20. Will it go to 50? Time will tell. It depends how good the company can go. Could it go even higher? 100, be like a Procter & Gamble sort of company, Johnson & Johnson. That's where Honest Health, Beauty, all these sort of stocks, and it's in that sort of range moment. What can they do depending on which way they go? They just started to get the profitability in the last quarter. If they can continue their momentum into this quarter and the next, then Honest is certainly a stock you should look to buy. Still, you're buying on potential at the moment, but I'm telling you now that Honest is potentially a bargain buy, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I thought about buying at $1. I had hesitations, and this has proved the point. But in saying that, there's that just proves the point. If you believe in something so much, you should invest right there, right now. Don't wait around. But there's the old cigar butts for Warren Buffett. Yeah, you want to buy those cigar butts so you can get a little bit more out of them and buy the stock. Well, I'm not saying Honest is a cigar, but I see more Honest as a long-term potential, decent profitability. Will it do a Nvidia move? Or Elf Beauty, to more example, will it do an Elf Beauty move? No, I don't think. Potentially it's not going to do that, but it can definitely do a 5x, no doubt about it from here. Absolutely no problem at all for mine. It could easily do a 5x. Whether it goes to the moon, I'm not 100% sure about that. But just Honest to me is a potential good buy. Do your own research before you invest into any stock, not financial advice. But yeah, to me, Honest, out of that and Fubo at the moment, the risk reward between the two, maybe Fubo could go higher potentially, but the risk is like double for me compared to Honest. I think Honest is going to get to profitability and be a sweet company, but whether it's going to absolutely be like $1 trillion company, I don't think so. Well, not in our lifetime anyway, but potentially it's a stock that can be a decent buy now, and you're paying $3 roughly now. I've got no doubt it would easily go to $10, and if not, well beyond that going forward, if they continue to improve as they've been doing. So that's just a little talk about small caps and how it works. So out of Honest and Fubo, I would say Honest has more safety, reliability in it. No guarantee it's going to be a great stock. They could, if the management team go backwards from here, then they'll go backwards down again. And Fubo as well is in that bit of the mix. If they can't afford and get their expenses down to increase their net income, they're going to run out of money. So that's the issue with small stocks, but that's just a little talk about them. I hope you like the discussion here at Barry Charles. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with another video soon.